do maggot music. And somehow I got a blurty sound.
That's about the only time you didn't stick to a bar line, I think,
Yeah.
Buddy. It's all over the place.
Yeah. So it's been a challenge all along, but I think the one that sticks out most of all was the master theme.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Yes.
When you do the third Doctor Who album, will it have the new theme in it?
Well, as I said to a similar question up at Manchester not so long ago, at the moment we haven't got any plans to do Doctor Who 3 or the Music 3, partly because I haven't asked BBC Records if they want it yet, partly because the people that did the music, Peter, Roger, Malcolm and so on, are very loath to remix or spend the time to remix any music where necessary. Doctor Who, the Music 2, I just listened to everything and chose the pieces I liked, cut them together and said, what do you think of this? And they said, yeah, that's okay, you haven't done us any great disservice. Fair enough. And partly because the new theme comes from outside the BBC, there's going to have to be some different negotiations taking part. For all I know, the composer might demand a fee that the BBC isn't willing to pay. That is something that we've got to think about. Strictly speaking, if I did do another Music 3 album, or a Music 3 album, it would be music from the last complete season, which wouldn't enter into any problems about the theme music, because it would be from Colin Baker's beginning up to the end of 18 months ago. You've got to bear in mind also that it's no good me ringing up BBC Records on Monday and say, look, I've met 600 wonderful people who all promised that they'd go out and buy a copy of it, and they said, well, I don't think the BBC's in the market for printing 600 records. They think in terms of thousands to make it worth their while. I don't know the figures for the sales of the other two albums, but I doubt if it crept up much more over than 10,000, and that isn't almost worth the mighty presses getting going on a record. So you may be in for a little bit of a wait for the Music 3. I will try, but the decisions of marketing aren't laid at my door, thankfully. All I do is get the tapes off the shelf and cut them together into enough material for two sides of an LP and then give it to them. But certainly once the music is contracted outside the BBC, negotiations can get a bit more protracted, particularly if there's even more live musicians involved as well. I think if I were to produce a Music 3 album, it would follow the pattern of the Music 2 album, in that the music would be long lengths rather than short, sharp snatches, because I found that a lot of people like to listen to it as music, never mind the plot, which was just as well, because I didn't necessarily put it in plot order within each story. I just cut together the music in sequence that sounded nice. But I would like to do it as a music album rather than a Doctor Who album with sound effects on. Yeah.
Yes, I've been asked before.
We've got a question. Would Dudley ever release any of his own music on albums from Doctor Who?
Cassettes available from the back.
Yeah, it is a good question, because I was approached before, and it is possible, but the problem, like Dick says, one thing that Dick mentioned was the fact that there are live musicians involved, and it's very difficult. you know, with residual
Well,
positions.
their original contract doesn't include
anything
records for future
outside,
use.
Contractually, it's difficult. But, I mean, that'd have to be done again. That's the only thing. I think that's a good idea, actually. I mean, the masses of music.
Can we face doing it all again, Dudley?
The masses of
how
music
would we
that we
notate
wrote.
it?
In 15 years, can
Yeah.
you imagine how much music there was? And surely there must be an album there somewhere. And it could be done in the same way.
I don't know if equally exciting things are happening downstairs. Well, I doubt if they've got to the auction yet, have they?
No.
Well, Dudley's kindly donated a couple of records to the auction, and one of them is called The World of Who, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little 45,
Yeah.
which we did do a little compilation, didn't we?
Yes.
Of,
On the other side was
Moonbase 3.
Do you remember that?
Oh, come on,
Moonbase
Dudley.
3?
We talked to each other about Moonbase 3.
Long time ago. Barry Letts produced that. And it was relatively good, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, yes. Of its kind.
And I've got another record here, which I will leave with you. And it's a big one, but it's got on it my theme for Blake 7 and the Doctor Who theme on it. So it's quite a good one, actually. That should go down rather well.
That would be the original Doctor Who.
It's the original Doctor Who, realised
Delia.
by Delia Derbyshire for the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, written by my countryman Ron Grainer, who has sadly deceased. So that one I shall leave with you, and this nice little one. This is an heirloom. That's worth a lot of money. That Moonbase 3, theme music of BBC TV series composed by yours truly, realised by Dick Mills, BBC Radiophonic Workshop. Yeah, terrific.
Yeah.
And the same on the other side, but it's called The World of Doctor Who, incidental music from the BBC TV series. But that was, of course, because we recorded the Moonbase 3,
They wanted something.
they wanted something of Doctor Who with the same band, you see. Well, we never used to use a big band like that, did we, Dick? But it still was quite a nice little number. So I'm sure they auctioned that for charity, didn't they?
That's right, yes.
Oh, I'm glad. That'd be good.
That'll be about 11 o'clock or something, the auction.
As late as that.
If anyone's still awake.
I also have here your affiliated society in Australia are very active indeed. I was in Australia at Christmas last, and you'd be surprised to know that they were celebrating their 21st anniversary. It was the 21st anniversary of the first showing of Doctor Who in Australia. And it's remarkable, isn't it? And there's a picture here of JNT with Bonnie Langford. Is that JNT?
It's Colin.
It's Colin, is it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Positive.
He's a bit chubby on it, isn't he? And then there's, yeah, there's Patrick Troughton featured on this one. It's really quite a good little club. And they talk about all the videos that have been released. They interviewed me in the park in Sydney, and an hour interview on my work on Doctor Who on video for showing to their convention. So they're very active. And they have started showing all the Doctor Who's from John Pertwee's first episode all over again.
Make them sick.
They are more keen on those early ones. In fact, they want to go back to Patrick Troughton if they can, but they don't have the license to do it on the fees they've paid, you see, to the BBC. But they're negotiating, and they're only doing that because this society lobbied the Australian Broadcasting Commission to rerun the Doctor Who series, way back to John Pertwee's first episode. What would that be, Dick, you know? His first one. Anybody got any idea?
1970.
The early 70s, wasn't it?
1970.
70, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember the first story.
Spearhead from space.
Spearhead from Space. Right. Well done. And the first Tom Baker was Robot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Any more questions out here?
You said that the new thing was commissioned outside the BBC?
Yeah.
Why was this done? Why did you change it?
That was the new theme was commissioned outside the Beeb. Basically, why was it commissioned outside the Beeb and not use somebody from the workshop?
Those of you who read the Observer will see Dominic featured in it. Apparently, he wrote in as a, I don't know, as a critic perhaps of the incidental music. Actually, I think it might have been Dudley using another name. And said he thought he could do just as well or even better, and they called his bluff and said, OK, try it. And he did a sample music. And then he said, I wouldn't mind having a go at the SIG tune and revamping that. So they said, OK, have a go at that. And that's the way it came about. We didn't have anything to do with it, and the first we knew of it, I mean, us at the workshop knew about it, was when we got the first episode to review, and there was this different signature tune on the front. It made Peter Howell jump, and like all true musicians, he threw a tantrum and said it wasn't any good at all. And but after a while, you get used to it. The only thing I will say is that you have to have a change sometime, and I suppose the people at the workshop are feeling very much now the same way that Dudley felt those years ago when he was sort of, I suppose, discarded. There's no other word for it, really.
Brushed off.
Never,
but it does wander a bit, doesn't it, Dick?
Yes.
This new theme,
well,
from the original.
You see that
that's what you mean, isn't it? It's gone off on a tangent somewhere.
I said to Dominic, where did you get it from? So he said, I heard it, and this is my version of it. I said, well, where did you get the music from to, structure it from? He said, I didn't do it, the music. I've never seen the original music. At least Peter Howell went back to Ron's original score. It's only a bit of old music manuscript written in pencil. But Dominic never studied the score, and Ron's music has got a certain something in it that you only discover by looking at the dots on the paper. And he's just, if you like, played it by ear, and that's what you've heard. I don't know whether one ought to say we like it or not. I remember the outcry the first time they tried changing the signature tune. Dudley probably will. Yeah. And it caused such an outcry that Barry Letts, I think, was a producer at the time, was forced not to use it.
Yeah, he tried to go right back to the original.
So he had to use the original again, because I think they put a repeating bar on the end forever, and it just killed the effect. I was going to say I'd be interested to know people's reactions of the signature tune. It takes a bit of listening
but
to.
The original is a stroke of genius, isn't it? When you come to think of it.
Let's have a quick straw poll. I mean, hands up anybody who actually likes the new, well, if you could hear it through the clapping, likes the new theme today.
You do?
And those that didn't?
Whoa. Well, let's have the show of hands of those that noticed.
Somebody's got their hand up.
Yeah, no, come on.
You down there, why didn't you like it?
I don't know, to me it didn't seem to have as much depth to it.
Yeah.
It seemed very electronicalised more than it used to be. It used to be just right, and that's lost all its bass.
Yes.
It's lost everything deep in it.
Well, I've got to tell you this. It's all right. We can see you over there in a pink jumper. Yes.
Like music.
I have to tell you that Dominic, again referring to the Observer, so we're not saying anything he hasn't already supposedly said, that's his first work for television, which is really jumping in the deep end, and a pretty good jump in the deep end it was for him. But also he does it in his bedroom. It's not done in a professional studio at all. And I think, to be honest, it to people with a trained ear or people with a musician's ear, or both, it does show a bit. And I know that when BBC Records asked him to record a version for a single or whatever, he realised he had to do it again, I was going to say properly, but let's be a bit generous to poor lad. So you may hear a difference in the record version that may be coming out shortly.
Trying to recreate it.
Well, precisely. No, it isn't. I mean, we found that from Ron's original when they said, can we have it on a record? We said, fine, lovely. I mean, the record's only 3 minutes, but when the original's only 30 seconds, there's a limited number of times you can repeat the bloody thing.
Mind you, see, the original of Ron Grainer's, I don't know if any of you noticed, but all Ron wrote was a theme and diddly-dum, you see, and Brian and Delia got hold of this and made it what it was, you see, and Ron was staggered with what they came out with, you see, and it had something about it that made the little kids hide behind the sofa, didn't it? Just that sound.
Did you want to add something in the pink jumper, or cerise, or were you just waving? Speak up. Yes. Oh, fine. He was just waving. He struck lucky, Dad.
Have we got any more questions?
Yes, he's waving again.
Another question.
You have.
You did very well.
We did very... Oh, great. We did very well.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Well, we could take a hint, Doug. Come on, we go.
Thank you.
Question down here.
As far as we know.
We know that he wrote in and said he could do better than the original, and they said, well, let's hear it. So it takes a bit of enterprise and initiative. You can? You could do better than that, do you think?
Fine. Well, when you see John tomorrow...
Give him a tape.
No, I mean, having tasted what it's like up the sharp end, you think you can do better, and you probably can musically and to your own personal taste, given the time, given the... I won't say given the equipment, because we don't know what equipment you're able to command at your disposal, but you see, it doesn't stop just at musical ability. Dudley has got this burning desire within him to do a musical opera or whatever of the, what do you call it, Flinders Voyage around Australia, haven't you?
Have I?
You told me you had years ago.
Oh, we played that at the Elizabethan Hall.
Right.
That's
okay.
Right.
Which is fine, providing you've got time to bring a lifetime of experience and do it while you're not doing Doctor Who, and pour your whole soul into it. When they say, OK, you're doing the theme for Doctor Who and we want it next Friday, that's when you've got to start cutting corners. And don't forget, I was going to say most people in this country watch Doctor Who every episode once. They don't sit there and analyse it and poke it away for posterity and get it out and redo it again. I mean, somebody wrote a marvellous article in one of the magazines about Peter's music, about, wasn't it interesting how he changed from the major to the minor key just when this, that and the other. And Peter hadn't realised he had. He knew what he did sort of musically playing it because it sounded right dramatically, but he didn't know about these terrible shifts into different keys and augmented and diminished, this, that and the others. And he said, quite honestly, I didn't put that much thought and effort into writing the bloody music as you did into listening to it, which gives you a sort of insight into the seriousness that people put into it, which isn't meant to be there from our side. I mean, that makes it sound as though we're just shrugging off.
I would know what I...
Oh, you would?
I would know whether I changed key or not, or gear even, wouldn't I?
I mean, this was a 6-page expose of perhaps only one music cue, and you think, oh dear.
But my craft is such that I've done all this sort of thing, and that's what I've learned to do.
It's instinctive now.
I can now do it as quickly as anything. I can write minutes of music in minutes, you know, I'm terribly quick these days, and it's frightening because
Do you want it
I've
good
just
or do you
written
want it
a
tomorrow?
30-minute ballet for Covent Garden Orchestra in 6 weeks, and I wrote the whole piano score and scored it for the symphony orchestra and all, and then had to conduct it, you know, in 6 weeks, and that's quite a marathon. There were over 220 pages of full orchestral score. I mean, I've learned that on Doctor Who. Learned to write quickly.
Going back to the signature tune, why would you know why John Lennon hasn't changed it in the first place?
Did he do it?
Yes.
Did he suggest it?
Yes, it marked the change from Dudley's incidental music with live musicians and electronics to purely electronics, and he said we want the music, the signature tune, to do purely electronic as well. What he didn't realise, it always had been
But it
purely
was.
electronic. That's right.
Yeah.
But he wanted it into an upmarket version, whatever
Yeah.
that means.
Well, he probably wanted to sell records.
Yes, yes.
And
But
that's
you-
not always a good idea.
But you see, every new producer to a show, if it's not rehashed, but a new season of an established favourite, has got to have an updated signature tune. It's almost a obligatory thing. It doesn't always work. I mean, they've never updated Coronation Street sig tune.
No, and they've never updated Star Trek either,
No.
you see. And they've never changed the writers
Or Mrs. Dale's Diary or Desert Island Discs.
within, you see. It's always retained
It
its original
can, it
format.
can work against you, it can work for you, and you suddenly appeal to a different audience who gets hooked on a different style of music or presentation, but it's a risk you've got to take. Do
Yes.
you?
To interrupt you, they did the same to me on Blake 7. When I wrote the original score for Blake 7, after 2 series, they brought in a new producer, and he said he wanted me to change it because I wrote the music to fit the graphics on the original one. And then he said, but I'd like you to do it like a Radio 1 job. You know, I thought, oh, well, that's the death of it.
And then they make the pictures fit
Yes,
the music.
and then they'll make
What was
the
that,
pictures.
Derek Goom? Did he arrange it, Derek? No, he did Juliet Bravo, Derek Goom.
No, yes, no, I did it, and but it wasn't as good as my original. The original thought was the better one, and they reverted to it anyway because it was silly.
Any more questions? Sitting out there. Steve? What's Dudley's favourite Doctor Who story?
I was saying outside that my favourite was The Seeds of Death. That's going back a long way. I'll tell you why, because
So that one's just been released on tape.
yes, it's just been released on video, but the reason was that I was writing orchestral music, and then Brian Hodgson, who was at the Radiophonic Workshop, this is before Dick was born, probably.
No, it wasn't.
But Brian Hodgson told the producer at the time, Barry Letts, I think it was, that they had an instrument that they thought would be very much Doctor Who character, and it was an eight-key oscillator instrument. And he said it makes wonderful noises and we can change its sound and all. He said, no, I think Dudley's the boy to do it, you
Do you
see.
mean The Seeds of Death?
I think so, because it's the first time.
Oh, no, hang on. Seeds of Death wasn't a 6-parter. The 4-parter in the Antarctic.
Seeds of Doom.
Oh, Seeds of Doom. Sorry,
Yeah,
okay.
and it was the first time that a synthesizer had been used to make incidental music. It had been made, they'd used the same synthesizer to make the title music for Doctor Who, but they'd never used it to make music apart from that. And it was quite a coup for me because, you know, as the synthesizers developed today to an incredible standard, but that's where it all started, right back there. That was one of, but I do like this one that's out showing here today. Weng Chiang, I think, is really an exciting story. And the other one I liked was the Pyramids of Mars.
Yeah, Sutek.
And I think that was particularly good. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but was it Tom Conti who played the organ? In the pyramids of Mars?
No.
I think it was. Pardon?
Peter Mayock.
Mayock, was it? I always thought it was Tom. I don't know why. He had to come, the man, whoever it was, came and watched me recording the music in the church
St. Augustine.
around near the radiophonic workshop, Kilburn. And he watched me playing it, and he was practicing miming, you know. And then, of course, he put a bit more into it.
He couldn't do the accent, no doubt.
Yeah. They were the three best ones that I know of.
City of Death.
City of Death. Now, remind me about that.
Paris one.
Oh, Paris. Oh, wasn't that fun? Yes.
Did you go to Paris?
No, they never took us.
Research the
That was a
music.
good one too, wasn't it? The City of Death.
I like my favourite story, I think, is the Ark in Space. I think that's,
Ark in Space.
yeah, I like that.
Who directed that?
Don't know.
Rodney Bennett.
Paul Barnard? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Rodney Bennett directed a couple of good ones.
Yes.
Nice man to work with.
Mm. Yes, they stole it for that. You're quite right. Oh, you have very keen ears. Yeah, that's right, they did that. Very good.
Must be Mind of Evil then.
Minds of Evil? Yes. Yes. Just a snippet.
But
wasn't
Dudley heard it.
Yeah.
Any more questions here? Any more questions?
This is the first time I've come to this convention. I think it's marvellous that you all meet like this. And Gordon's been at me year after year, and I'm just about to come and suddenly something's happened and I haven't been able to appear. I'm glad I could come. Thanks for seeing you all. It's great.